Now, the president has engineered the sense that every Ugandan, irrespective of your earning, you can attain basic health and also education, free education. As in health, we appreciate this. And that was the basis of the kneeling. And let me tell you, me, I'm not ashamed of what my affiliations are. I'm NRM. And doctors, when they voted in, they knew I was NRM. Because my track record is clear. I contested as a regional vice chairperson NRM, Northern Uganda. I contested in the general elections.
Is it true? Is it true that when you prostrated yourself before the president, you also begged him to stand again in 2026?
Exactly. I was telling you, I'm NRM. I'm inclining to NRM. Before I came as the president of doctors, all doctors knew Oledo is NRM, and the constitution does not bar anyone with a political affiliation anywhere to contest. I contested with an individual from my fellow contestant was from NUP. I was NRM. So if my party chair is giving a promise and is doing great things that are projecting the nation forward, then it is in my culture to kneel down and thank him, and also seeing him very capable and with a vision to carry this ahead, I had to request him.
Okay, but isn't it, do you think it could be an issue of decorum where even though you are free to be politically affiliated or to run under the banner of any particular party, but if at a particular event, you're representing doctors, should there not be a need to give the impression of neutrality? Because it is not only NRM doctors who were, who got the salary raises, all doctors of all political stripe. And so to use that opportunity to make a political statement, I think, is what's rubbing some people the wrong way. What do you say to that?
Let me clarify this. Every now and then, people kneel. We kneel when we are proposing to women. People kneel. Some people even kneel when they are requesting for conjugal rights.
Oh.
That's a fact. That is a fact. We kneel when we are in culture. For example, in Acholi, my brothers from Acholi, when you're going to ask for a girl's hand in marriage, you kneel until you enter a hut. You move actually on your knees.
Correct.
In Buganda here, we kneel for the Kabaka. I've also ever knelt for the Kabaka by in my senior too, because we went to Twekoba and found him there, so we had to kneel. It was a good thing. So if we can kneel for every other individual in their capacities, what about the Fountain of Honor? Sincerely.
Okay, so do you think? So then, why, if it is as clear cut as this, why would there be a need for
an investigation?
An investigation or an inquiry? Isn't the explanation you've given sufficient to allay any concerns?
That's why investigations go on. That is my side of the story. So now the internal arrangements within our organizations have to find out, was Sam at fault? Was Dr. Oledo at fault? Was Dr. Oledo okay? And those are the internal things which are going on, which is normal and acceptable in every association.
Could it be that you may have some rivals at the institution who may be interested in your position, so they're using this as an opportunity to oust you?
Of course they're there, and trust me, they're enough. Everyone has his political affiliation. The person I contested against was no. So at every incidence of opportunity of thinking of taking over the chair of presidency, they rise up. But to me, that is a mere fallacy. The most important thing is the concept. So whichever person is there can come and purely present themselves. If doctors look at them as, because I beat such guys hands down in elections. So, some people have a bitter way of response when they're bitter losers, let me say.
Okay,
because
so
if I win you by 89%, so what is the justification?
So what you're saying is that whoever is asking you to step aside is being political. It's not because they care about the association or the outlook of the doctors or the medical fraternity. It is a political move.
Absolutely, in a sense that we've had a history of fighting every now and then, doctors. When we want this, we go and strike. When we want this, we go and strike. So we are tired of the trend of fighting with the government, and yet government is showing absolute cause to improve periodically, and they are consistent in whatever they tell us. So in my leadership, I didn't want to be a president who hands over the leadership to another group which is intending to come and continue with modus operandi of striking. No. I believe now every leadership which shall come will be able to sit down, discuss, negotiate, so that they can be on the national cake as health workers and the health sector at large. You cannot twist government now and deploy 2,500 doctors who are unemployed right now. You can't. You can't force government to deploy the 2,500 doctors right now. But you can discuss on the table and make your justification to government and showcase the need of preventative care, decongesting hospitals and having the multiple diseases handled at the lower level and less costs injected into the health sector, that the government can buy the concept of having the health centers in health center 3, pharmacists in district pharmacy, and nurses in the community, so that we can curb out this. These, you cannot discuss them when you're making noise and shouting. This is diplomacy. This means you sit down and you reason. Reasoning come when you're annoyed. It can't.
Okay, so is your message to the people of Uganda that they should have every confidence in your ability to lead the medical association, and they should not be distracted by these ongoing or proposed investigations?
Absolutely. My message to Ugandans is you've always given us your trust. You've seen what we can do. And the reason why these modalities improve, the CT scans, these are with government. And the reason why you're seeing we are advocating for health workers as low as your Center 3 is to have you before a UN. So please, these noise making, right, left, and center, ignore it because it is a non-issue.
Okay, so we should expect you to be. We should expect the outcome of the investigations to be you being cleared.
That is the absolute expectation, please.
And also that we are never going to see you leading a strike ever again, because you've led quite a number.
I have a Let's go.
Fingers crossed. Well, I want to thank you so much, Dr. Samuel Odong Oledo, the president of the Uganda Medical Association, taking the time to speak to us today on the Fatboy Show. Thank you for the good work you're doing. And yes, the events of the weekend may have perturbed a few minds, but we're confident that everything will be all right and you'll continue to serve in that capacity and do a good job. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, too.
Good day to you.
Good day.
Okay. Ooh, Olive, that was a very enlightening and interesting conversation with Dr. Oledo.
But what he did outline is that whatever he did was political. It was a political...
He accepts it.
Yes,
he owns
it was a political stance. It had nothing to do with
and
what the
similarly, the outrage is fueled by political elements.
There is that.
Interesting. Well, anyway, so let's see how that goes. You are listening to The Fatboy Show on RX Radio.